Let's see. Damian Barling here for the handoff. How's it going, man? I don't have your mic on. I'm so bad at this.
I learned how to do this. I press the button myself. Good, man. How are you?
Vibes are great on a Friday.
I love it. Yeah, we're vibing for 4 hours today. Well, 7
Can't
if you
wait.
count KSFM.
Oh,
No.
three
Vibing, baby.
to 7. Check them out. Big game tonight for the Kings.
Yeah.
Must win. I ask you because you're typically more level-headed on this.
Nah, Casey's pretty level-headed with this stuff.
No, I meant than me.
Oh, I think it depends, right? This team's going to the postseason. It's just whether are they going to the playoffs or not. It's getting it's really difficult for me to find the pathway of them getting a 6 if they lose tonight. I mean, the Pelicans beat the Bucks last night. Like all of these little things about the Clippers and all of this stuff, like you really you really put yourself in a difficult spot if you lose tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You are kind of back in the driver's seat, but the truth is, if the Kings win tonight, like that's great. Like, hey, probably back to 6. I think that's the way it'll shake out. They'll go from 8 to 6. They'll have the season series, which I think is probably something we haven't discussed enough. They'll have the season series against Dallas, and that's huge. But guess what? They play Sunday. So guess what the next biggest game of the season is? If Phoenix is continuing to win, if Dallas gets back on the right track and wins, well, guess what? Sunday, you have to win.
Yeah.
And then if it continues to shake out, hey, the Pelicans won, the Clippers won. Well, guess what? When the Clippers roll around, you've got to beat the Clippers. Like this is just a nonstop cycle that's going to happen until they've secured it or they're completely out of it. And so tonight, it's the biggest game of the season. And then Sunday, it might be the biggest game of the season. And then Tuesday, like we're at the point where we're at single-digit games after tonight, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. So all of these have, because how close everything is, like every one of these is going to carry a greater weight than the last based on what happened around the NBA scoreboard.
Yeah, we talked about it, a week and a half ago, like this 8-game stretch here right now. Like you're still in it. You still got a shot to go 6-2 on the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do that, then you've got a really good shot. If you drop this game and you drop one more, if you go 4-4, even 5-3, it's almost unacceptable in that stretch. And you're going to go back and you're going to circle that Washington game and go, what were we doing? Because it just makes it all so much more difficult. Like they've put themselves in this situation, and the only way to get out of this situation is to go out there and win, is to take each game very, very serious and act like it's a playoff game. I think this is great for the build of the franchise.
Yeah.
To go through this.
This isn't what you said, but I don't think they didn't take Tuesday seriously.
Oh no.
I just think they got their butt kicked.
Yeah.
Like, and we can pick, like sometimes you get your butt kicked during a game. And I think
totally.
I think that's ultimately
it's just
what
bad
happened.
timing.
You just hope they make adjustments, right? And you hope that they're better tonight. And you hope that Luka and Kyrie aren't the tag team champions of the world, where one is going for 20-something in the first half and the other's going for 20-something in the second half.
Yeah.
And then you got the supporting cast, which is significantly better than they were when these teams played back in January, going off and hitting a ridiculous percentage of threes.
Yeah.
So I feel like this team is playing really good basketball.
Right.
I hope they're able to get back on track tonight, especially at home. And if they lose tonight, and we start because if we lose tonight, we're at I think the conversation really is about 7 and 8, and then we have to keep an eye on the Los Angeles Lakers as well. Give me a road game. Give me a road game in the play-in. I don't want. I'm out on a play-in game at the Golden One Center. Just
tanking
give me,
for the 8th seed.
Just give me a tough game against Phoenix or whoever it might be. In the desert.
You know what the other good news about being the 8th seed is? I think there's something to this. You tank for the 8th seed, tank the first play-in game. So now you're playing in the second one. You win that one, and now you're the 8th seed. You've got 4 road games in every series.
Yeah.
I think that's the move.
Might be the key for Sacramento.
That's the move.
James, ask Mike about that tonight.
Oh,
tell him to write that down.
All right.
We're solving problems.
He'll just sit there, how do we lose at home? I don't get how they're
It is
such
baffling, dude.
They're just not a great home team, especially with the fan base. I don't know.
It's tough. They're the exact same team they were last year. Like
Which is shocking because they have most of the same players.
Well, the funny thing, but the thing is, like, the level that Domas is playing at, the level that De'Aaron is playing at, the level Malik is playing at, the increased intensity on defense. Now, that's a little bit more recent. That's not necessarily a season-long thing.
Yeah.
That's something we've seen, in the last month, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. But it's, home away splits, about the same. Record about the same. Like, everything is about the same. You look at Herter's pretty significant fall off. Like, there's a few things that you can point to. Of course, you've got the Detroit games and the Charlotte games and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's the same team tracking towards potentially the same record at a much different place in the standings.
It feels like they this year, part of the reason they didn't take this kind of proverbial leap that we thought they would is because they were good enough last year that they went into some games this year like, we'll beat this team. And they got smacked a little bit.
Feels like it.
So that you'd pick Charlotte, Portland, and what was the other one? Detroit and Washington. You take those 4 games. Last year, they're taking those games a little more seriously. They probably win those games going away. And now we're talking about a team that's cruising to 50-plus wins.
It's tough,
like
man.
It's that. I think it might be that simple.
Looking at that Washington game, like, Washington played well in that game. Right? The Kings are better. Everyone knows it. But Washington played well in that game. That's a group of professional basketball players. If that's 1 or maybe 2 on the year, it's like, hey,
that's a good point.
It's 5 though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's the 5th time that's happened.
Yeah, there's the
point.
Bottom
it's
4 teams, 5 teams in the
and
NBA.
It's a problem you've acknowledged.
Yes.
Like, we lose to these teams. That's what made it so difficult. Like, because the Washington game, I didn't feel like there was I think it was Detroit. I think it was Portland too. Like, they were going through the motions, and it's like, come on, like, this ain't it.
I told him earlier,
cooking.
I didn't feel like that was happening with Washington.
From the opening tip, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought Washington played well. Good team or not?
What do you guys got on D'Lo and Casey?
You and James.
No.
More of us.
We got the insiders.
More of this. Everything that just happened. We got 4 hours of it coming up next.
We got Will Z as well, man. We're vibing out. We're having fun. We'll get ready for tonight's game.
So it's going down till 4 on ESPN 1320 Sacramento Sports Leader. Right here. See you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind.
Out of here.